Wherever you are, take this moment to tune in. Feel the ground beneath your feet. Recognize the wholeness of this moment. Maybe you were just in your head, caught up in the mind's drama. Maybe you were just scrolling through social media. Maybe you're at work or you're doing some chores, or wherever you are. Take a moment to tune into this space. Can you sit with space without trying to fill it? Take a deep breath. Tune into the beating of your heart and awaken to a fresh perspective. Welcome to See More with More C, your go-to podcast for shifting beyond the noise of the mind. And what's up? My name is More C. I help entrepreneurs, leaders, and creatives just like you invite presence into your life. Even in uncertainty, you're still complete. Even if you don't know how your plans will work out, even if you don't know your next steps, even if you have zero clue what's next, you are still complete. It's in these moments of space. Uncertainty is space. It's in these moments of space where it's important for us to learn how to be with it without trying to fill it. Because in that space is where we recognize that we most certainly are already complete. We're already whole. That unchanging, untouched essence already complete. We don't have to depend on certain outcomes to try and fill a void. We're here, we're vibing, we're flowing with life. I share this message because I myself am in a space of uncertainty. I spent a large part of this year making plans for my teachings to launch things in order to help others and point others towards presence. I had plans and goals, and in these last couple months, I've seen them tower. They just didn't work out. They weren't working. And I felt so much disappointment. I felt so much discouragement. My energy was drained. I questioned the direction that I was going in. There was resistance, and I realized I had to let go. I had to let go. I had to let God. I had to let presence flow. I had to go inward, remember who I am. So I was getting way, way, way too caught up in the plans. Initially, it was scary, but as I was letting go, I was reminded everything's going to be all right. I look at my cat, her name's Queen. I say, you and me, Queen, we're going to be all right. We'll be all right. So many times I was caught up in that drama, and I know how it feels. I share this topic of non-duality because this is the reminder of our completeness. Part of this uncertainty that I was going through was a recognition that My path has been a lot slower than I thought it was. I thought by this time, I'd be at a certain place where I wasn't living at home with my mom. But I am living at home with my mom. This right here, this office is my childhood room. All right, I grew up here in this very room. Now I'm making videos in it. My mom turned it into her office when I went off to college. But I'm back and I'm here, and I'm in this space where I recognize it's okay to just exist, right? It's okay to just be here. It's okay to just progress with the unfolding of the moment. You see, the mind, it thinks that if you stop trying to put pressure on growth, you stop trying to grow, trying to do something, that you'll be stagnant. But in actuality, it just opens up space for you to recognize the illusion of incompleteness. You see, in non-duality, non-dual, right? Non-dual, not two, one. When you are shifting beyond the noise of the mind, you are seeing more. You start to recognize how you are one with the moment. You are the moment. Growth will happen. Growth is happening. It is always happening. And so when we stop and we observe and we allow, we can see that growth without trying to tamper with it all the time, without trying to dictate every next step, because that's the mind. It needs to control. See, the mind, it asks, how does awareness help me? How's that going to solve my problems? Right? Because the mind, it can't grasp onto awareness. Awareness, what is awareness to the mind? Just being aware, how's that going to help me? It's not going to help the mind. In a way, actually, it does. But stay with me here, all right? Here's one thing about non-duality, okay? I've been talking about it for quite a while, and I noticed the growth is quite slow in this space. It's for everyone, but only a select few people are ready for it. Only a select few are ready to know that they are not their thoughts. Only a select few are ready to truly step into this space of letting go of identity and thoughts and beliefs and opinions and hopes and dreams. Not to abandon them, but to recognize that you're complete without them, that you don't need hopes and dreams to be complete. What? I don't need my hopes and my dreams to be complete? No. This is why, manifestation, things like that, very popular online. I still speak about that in many ways, but I know those topics are so popular because the mind can grasp, ooh, I can manifest more money, a new house. I can manifest a perfect relationship. Those things are tangible, very in line with what the mind can grasp easily. But this, a part of my uncertainty, it pointed towards recognizing that as a teacher, and me stepping back and really just honoring these teachings of non-duality and being patient and recognizing that there's so many who are interested in listening to this. And it's important for me to continue to speak about this, even if it's quiet or it's silent or I don't hear feedback, right? Those are often the thoughts in my mind. So the mind will say, how can awareness help me? How can it solve my problems? Awareness, it sees problems from another vantage point, where problems are just happenings or events. It's not attached to it. It doesn't feel this doom and gloom when things don't work out. Awareness just is. And so when we step into full awareness, we allow ourselves to be with space without trying to fill it. we begin to engage with problems differently. In fact, we begin to see them as a gift. A gift. Where you are right now is a gift. Can you be right here in this stage of your life without trying to reach the next phase? There is a role and beauty in struggle. But often the mind is always trying to get to the next point. And if you're aware enough, you'll recognize that the mind is always trying to get to the next point. Where you are right now, 5 years ago, you wanted to be here. There was something you wanted that you have right now that you were yearning for before. I know I was. I wanted to be right here. What I'm doing right here, I wanted that 5 years ago, and I'm here. Yet the mind is here. More problems. When are we going to stop and smell the roses? When are we going to stop and be still with space without trying to fill it? And remember, the mind, it wants answers, it wants solutions, it wants control. What I'm sharing with you, you're probably hearing, you're hearing two things here: mind awareness, mind awareness. The mind needs awareness. Awareness does not need the mind. When we are aware, we tune into our essence. We recognize that it's okay to just exist. It's okay to just exist. It's okay to just be here. It's okay to move and progress with the unfolding of the moment. Growth will happen. Growth is happening. Growth is always happening. You're not going to miss out. So long as you're here, you're aware, you're not going to miss out. You shift your awareness back to presence, and you start to see opportunities coming to you. You see, when I stopped trying, now I see people coming to me. I mean, it's only the beginning. People are coming to me now. And I'm like, oh, this is what happens when I tune in to receiving, and I just stop trying to exert my energy and trying to control things. I recognize, like, I'm in a comfortable space. It's okay to relax. That's why I was brought here. That's why the moment was towering. There's purpose in every moment. There's purpose in this uncertainty. Just takes a moment to stop. Stop trying to fill the space. Stop trying to fill the uncertainty. If you're in the space of uncertainty, stop trying to fill it with certainty. Be. Exist. You're complete. You're whole. These pointers towards presence, awareness, it's not about solving problems. Your problems will be solved. So here, I'm going to speak to the mind, right? Your problems will be solved. You're all good. You're all good. Non-duality shows us that problems aren't really what the mind creates them to be. In my head, I started to ask myself, how am I going to make this career work? I still don't know. I'm going to be honest. I still don't know. I'm just doing things. I'm doing where I feel called to do. I'm moving. Slow growth is better than no growth. I'm still moving. I'm doing things. There might be some questions in your head. They're just questions. They're just thoughts. You can just exist. You can just be here. You can progress with the unfolding of the moment, because one thing about life is that it's constantly flowing, it's constantly changing. We're constantly growing, things are already manifesting. And so when you're in this space, you stop trying so hard and you just move, baby. Even in uncertainty, you're still complete. And this message right here is your reminder. Whatever you're looking, the outcome you're looking for, it's coming to you. It's for you. It was meant for you. You don't need to try to rush the moment. You don't need to try to rush the time frame. Patience, impatience is just a thought of the mind. The mind saying the time is now, but the mind doesn't dictate that, right? The mind is a tool to help you build and grow, but the mind doesn't decide that. As you can see when you observe, it's only creating more exhaustion. Whatever it is that you're looking, that outcome, it's already yours. Rest in here, rest in now. The fulfillment is now, life is now. Don't miss out on right now by always thinking about something else that's not even here yet. It's always going to be now. It will always be now. Start now by recognizing now. One of the things that I'm doing is continuing to create these podcast episodes as well as write. I have a newsletter called The Enlightened Entrepreneur to support you in the space of uncertainty. This newsletter is specifically for those who are ready for a direct experience with awareness, to recognize all that I'm saying here as they're pointers to direct you to the direct experience of awareness. Everything I said today, you don't need to believe me. It's not about belief. It's beyond it. It's something that you see, that you witness. See more with more see. You witness it. It's one of the reasons why I find myself drawn towards presence and non-duality, because no one needs to convince me of this. I was never convinced by any spiritual teacher that I felt inspired by. I was never convinced. They pointed and I looked and I saw with my own eyes. The Enlightened Entrepreneur is a newsletter where I express and continuously express these pointers. I encourage you to join and become a part of the space. Where I show you, you don't need to fill the space. The mind might say, I should have it all together by now, but you feel like you don't. This is a space where you rest in awareness, where you recognize your completeness and your wholeness, and you're not constantly looking for the space to be filled. You're one with life. You're enjoying life, the flow of life. You're here now. You're chilling. That's the energy. That's the vibes. That's what it means to live right now. There's always going to be something new. There's always going to be a new problem that the mind makes up. It's important for you to remember who you are so you can enjoy this life, invite fulfillment into your life. So I encourage you to become a part of this space with me, where I share guided meditations and bonus videos and powerful, powerful pointers towards presence. This is, hey, listen, as I shared with you before, when it comes down to it, the best that I know how to do is speak, teach, and everything else will come. So I'm here and open to those who are ready for this. I'm not even going to try anything, or at this point, am really just here and recognizing the importance of being open to those who are ready for it. And if you're not, it's all good. If you made it to this point in the video, in this podcast episode, it shows that in many ways, you can most definitely be here in space without trying to fill it. It shows that I don't even know what I was going to say. Let me know down below in the comments, where in your life do you feel that you're in a space of uncertainty? And how do you recognize your completeness? And did this message help you in that? My name is Morsi. I'm sending you peace, love, wholeness.